Hello everybody, it's Itemog217. Today we're doing a special kind of video that might become a full-fledged series. Maybe. We'll see. It's basically, we're doing a Q&A series. Basically, I made a community post asking, hey guys, basically, I'm thinking about doing a Q&A series. Leave your questions below. So we managed to get a few comments with some pretty good questions, honestly. So we'll just go through them one by one and answer them as best as I can. So our first question comes from Squidman. He asks, do you think you'll eventually completely run out of space for LEGO with your current setup? If so, what are your plans to keep having space for LEGO? Well, I'll show you what my plan is so far for if that were to be the case. As many of you know, I have my current setup with a bunch of displays and shelves throughout the LEGO room. One thing I am currently working on, thanks to my dad, is adding more shelves. And I've already got some more put up. It's not going to be a long-term solution, but it is progress towards that because there is still some little itty bits here and there of wall space. So where that is, for an example, if I need to, I can just expand it and get some more shelves on there. And then worst case scenario, when that runs out, one thing I've kind of started to do is I started to put away the sets or parts that I don't necessarily want out on display. Not the best looking or organized. I've yet to work on that, but that kind of gives you an idea what the plan is for that. Is just organize a nice little shoved in setup for stuff I don't want on display right away. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. Alright, so our next question comes from Salsa Catalano. Sorry if I mispronounced that. What got you into LEGO? Have you always stayed into it? Keep up the good work. Thank you. What got me into LEGO? The earliest memories I have is on Teletoon. Teletoon is like a Canadian equivalent of Cartoon Network, I'd say. They had the LEGO Atlantis movie airing on there, and I remember watching that, and I was just so fascinated by the movie and that these little brick characters come to life, and I just started researching it at school, what it was, and then one thing led to another. I started wanting to get the sets. It took me a few years. I think it took like maybe 2 or 3 years after the movie came out when I got my first official set, but yeah, I'd say LEGO Atlantis is the one that started it all, which is surprising because I don't really own many Atlantis sets. Maybe that's something I'll have to work on. Anyway, next question we have is from Tuscan. He asks, will I eventually sell my Mario stuff? And that's honestly a very good question because, like a lot of other people, I'm starting not to be into LEGO Mario as much. It's not something I'm actively collecting anymore outside of the blind bags. So I could see myself one day selling my Mario stuff, besides like the 2 starter courses and the San Diego Comic-Con. Everything else I could see myself selling. But yes, the answer to that question is yes, I will eventually sell my Mario stuff because I just am not into it anymore. Anyway, next question we have is from Miss Ambi. What LEGO set would you like to see be brought back? Oh, that's a good question. I think for me it would probably be a cross between the LEGO Ninjago 2011 and 2012 spinners. Those ones I am very nostalgic for, and some of them are very hard to find nowadays in a sealed state, or even used for some of them. And then the other half would be the original Toy Story sets. Again, mainly for the rain reason, but also because, like, both of those types of sets I didn't get my hands on at the time. That's when I was just starting to get into LEGO, so I was not able to pick up any. So I think it would be great if they could bring back those sets, but if I were to pick a specific one from each theme, I think the Pizza Planet truck would be one I'd like them to bring back from the Toy Story aspect. From the Ninjago spinner aspect, I would love for them to bring back, I don't know, Zane, the original Zane one. I don't know. That's one I remember always wanting when I was younger and just never found in stores. So, anyway, that answers that question. Next question we have is from Tommy Dumpsey. Again, sorry if I am butchering the name here. He said, where do you hope to see yourself and your channel in 5 years' time? Wow, that's a deep question and something that I haven't really thought much to myself, to be honest. I guess where I would like to see myself in 5 years' time is still into Ninjago and like collecting it. Hopefully, the Ninja Army would be a little bit bigger because I know part of me still wants to expand on it. Just I don't know, just keep doing what I'm doing, but better, I guess. Just always trying to improve myself slightly as time goes on. So, yeah. I guess that's what I'd hope to see myself 5 years' time. Just a better version of my current self, if that makes sense. Anyway, on to the next question we have from Baby Yoda 2424, and he has two questions. His first one is, what is your favorite thing about the main LEGO themes you collect? Well, if I were to pick a top 3 favorite LEGO themes, number 1 is Ninjago, and that's just because I grew up with it. It's always been something that's been a part of my life growing up. And I don't know, I just connect to it in so many ways from emotional and just growing up standpoint. It's just been there and something that I connect with, I'd say. For the second place theme, Star Wars. Who doesn't like Star Wars? It's really cool. It's got some really cool action vehicles and minifigures. And the storyline I like as well. And for the third theme, I'd say my third favorite theme would probably be the CMFs. The CMFs are something I've also been collecting for quite a while. And I don't know, I just like the thrill of hunting for CMFs and getting specific characters. It's just something that I find really fun to do. Because there's a different character in each one. And it's just the thrill of the hunt, essentially. And for his second question it is, have you ever been in a dark time for LEGO? Like, not being interested in it? Honestly, if I have, it would have been, like, lasting a week. I've never been to the point yet that I just don't want to buy LEGO just because I'm not interested in it. Like, ever since I've been into it, I've just stayed on that course where it's just been going and growing and growing more and more and more, that I'm more into it. And I haven't reached that peak yet where I just want to take a break from it yet. So, anyway, next question we have is from The Noob Builder. He asks, if you were forced to keep only one LEGO product, what would it be? Well, I'm going to have to go with the nostalgia on this one. And I'd have to say my first LEGO set that I remember receiving. And that would be the LEGO Star Wars T6 Jedi Shuttle. This set has been with me for many years, and it definitely shows with the yellowing-ish on the bricks, and just, it needs a cleaning. But this is, to my knowledge, the first LEGO set I've ever had, and if I could get it repaired, and I had to get rid of every single LEGO piece, I'd say this one. I have way too many childhood memories of just swooshing this around and playing with it. Yeah, I'd say I'd have to keep this one. You can't tell me to get rid of this one easily. Anyway, for our next question is from Nox Ninjago. He asks, what was your first ever Ninjago set? Oh boy. That one kind of escapes my memory a little bit. The only thing that comes to mind right away, I would say, is maybe either the LEGO Ninjago Slithra spinner or the LEGO Ninjago DK book that comes with Cole and some Snake. Those are the two earliest memories for Ninjago sets that I've owned that I can remember. So one of those two, I'd say. For our next question, we have Legend Lego 29. He asks, what is your least favorite Ninjago set? Very interesting question. I'm going to go based off of what I have in my personal collection. I really don't like the Ninjago Legacy Fire Dragon Polybag. I regret buying that to this day. That is the worst $4 I've ever spent on a LEGO set. I have it so far tucked back in my display, I'm not a fan of it. Anyway, next question we have is from Mr. Blue. He asks, where did you get your channel name from? That's actually a good one. if you go back to my oldest video on the channel, it's actually the first video on the channel, you can see a younger me doing an intro, and the old channel name used to be The Master of Gaming 217. Now, the reason why I named myself that at the time is because I went over to a bunch of friends' houses at the time, and they get me to try a bunch of video games I never heard of or played before, etc. And they handed me the controller and said, go, and I would, and they said, wow, you can master games pretty quickly. And I just thought, yeah, okay, sure. So that's what I named myself. The 217 part, it's from Transformers, the first one by Michael Bay. Basically, Sam Witwicky has an eBay account known as Ladiesman217, and I always, as a kid, wanted to look up, is there an eBay account that exists with that exact name? I think there is. I don't know. I can't remember. So that number stuck in my head when I created that channel name, and it just has sense. So, and then when I rebooted the channel to become a LEGO channel, I just was like, well, I'm not good with naming things, and I want it to be unique, because how many brick-named channels are there? I just wanted to be unique, I guess. So I thought, let's take the first letter from the old name and squish it together into a new name. The T Master M of O G for gaming, and then 217. So that's where T-Mog comes from. Sorry for that little rant. Anyway, for our next question, we have from Grant DeAngelis. Sorry if I butchered your name, man. He asks, would you collect Hot Wheels? I think I have at one point in my life. There was a time where I collected all the Toy Story cars. I know that doesn't count as Hot Wheels, but the Star Wars ones I do think were licensed under Hot Wheels, if I'm correct. So like the ones from the Force Awakens area of Hot Wheels, I used to collect a handful of those, and it was just a passing thing for me, honestly. So, yeah, at one point I did collect Hot Wheels. In terms of if I would ever collect them again, it just doesn't scratch that itch that LEGO does. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I think that's going to conclude today's episode of T-Mog Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, let me know. Yeah, I'd be much appreciated. If you guys want to continue this series, leave a question in the comment section down below. It could be of anything, really, and you have a likely chance of being featured in the next episode, if there is one. So, yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. Again, I hope you all enjoyed. If so, consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit that bell notification, be very much appreciated. And, yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out. Bye.